Third one. Time. What is time? Not what time is it. What is time? Wrap your brain around that one for a second. What is time?
Amount. It's allotted. Space.
Like to work out or get ready for the day.
You're given
Okay.
a specific amount. It's always moving. It's fleeting.
Okay. Let me give you two scenarios, and you tell me. First scenario, when I'm with my family playing pickleball, and we play pickleball all the time. Our family, my kids, they're really. I have one daughter and her husband. They won pickleball tournaments when they went to Southern Utah. They're just really, really good, and so we play a lot. When we play pickleball, we can be there for 2.5, 3 hours, and it feels like this. Time just goes. On one occasion, on a different example, on one occasion, I was in Hawaii. I had a reason to go to Hawaii, and we were going on the Southwest Airlines, where you just, the seats are, I think it was, they were assigned, but our family had to get into seats. In order to get them enough seats, we ended up sitting separately from each other. And I ended up on the flight back in between two really, really overweight women, and I'm in the middle of them, and they wanted to talk the whole flight to each other. And I had a good book to read, and I wanted to read the book. I did not want to be nothing against them at all, and they, you know how you sit in those seats aren't very wide anyway, and they had their arms on both of the armrests. So I'm like this, reading my book while they're having a conversation. How long did that flight last? Forever. I thought it would never end. Now, if I were to look at a clock playing pickleball or on that flight, would the clock move differently for either of those? If I were watching a clock during that whole time?
It's our perception then. Maybe perception's not the right word, but how we're using it.
Okay. Here's the definition I want you to buy for time, because from what we've said so far, even Einstein wasn't quite sure about how time moved, and he said that it was relative to everything else going on around it. So time, for the sake of today's class, time is, instead of it being attached to a clock, time is the events in our days, one after another. The passing of events in our days, one after another. Everything is an event. Getting out of bed is an event. Having breakfast is an event. Sitting in here is an event. Falling asleep in here is an event. You can fall asleep, I don't care. Eating lunch, going to the restroom, all of these things are events. Okay? And they all take up a certain amount of time, but I want us to be focusing on the event more than the time. Okay, now, the word management, so we're talking about time management. So what does management mean? What's the definition of management? Management is the art or manner of controlling. The art or manner of controlling. Now, I want you to take 30 seconds and come up with, given those two definitions, come up with a definition for time management. Go. Write it down. What is a definition for time management?